The Lakers' season opener was without a doubt a success. We saw Nick Young start out of nowhere and immediately prove his worth. We saw Timofey Mozgov return back to his role as a starting caliber NBA big. Jordan Clarkson, as well as the rest of the Laker youth, played perfectly, and it was clear everyone was buying into Luke's system, especially D'Angelo, as that game furthered himself into establishing the role of the Lakers' new alpha male. The Lakers displayed grit, tenacity, and hustle when it mattered, and earned the victory despite Harden's gaudy offensive numbers. Most importantly, we saw what this team was capable of, and the expectations began to rise.
Before the season started on this show, I said that neither would have a remote chance of making the playoffs. And after what I saw last night from both, and I watched both games in full, I'm sorry, I have to change this. This team has talent, top to bottom. I'm starting to think they can also hang on to the 8th playoff spot even in the West.
And that was Skip Bayless a month later following the Lakers' nail-biting victory over OKC. At the time, they were sitting pretty and were still above 500. However, from that point forward, their schedule toughened as they were forced to battle playoff contenders and opposing fan bases. And the result was a record of 3-15 during that stretch, as games were lost due to crucial turnovers, uninspiring defense, and a lack of offensive execution as the team displayed how unaccustomed they were to handling leads in the second half. In contrast, what also became evident was how resilient the team was, able to shift into gear after first half collapses, but ultimately, those games still resulted in losses. This skid has left Lakers fans in disarray, as every game seems to entail the same story of a controlled first half, followed by a disheartening second half play. But why has this play been so hated by fans? After all, last year the Lakers accumulated 41 losses before reaching 11 wins, and their current record is much less grim than that. But it seems every game the team loses is due to too many mistakes when it matters, and it's not like last year where the players were simply outclassed from the outset. Up until opening night, I felt the Lakers would be bad, like keep their pick bad. But once the Lakers sustained their excellent play through another month, we as fans were all believers. The Lakers looked like a playoff team. Then the injuries piled up, the on-court chemistry wasn't the same, and before you knew it, LA was 11 games under 500. But what was revealed through those injuries was the performance of Brandon Ingram.
And at what point tonight did you find out that you were running the point to start that game out with that unit?
I wholeheartedly believe that if and when D'Angelo gets his rhythm back and injuries stop derailing the big men and the team in general, that Ingram will be the X factor separating this team from a playoff berth. Now that might seem like an outlandish statement to make considering that his jump shot has consistently not fallen throughout the early season. However, his play elsewhere as a 190-pound rook has been extraordinary. There's no doubt that he has a lot to work on in the offseason. Nor am I saying that he should have been thrown into the fire immediately, but his play during that terrible stretch as a team should without a doubt be the silver lining for Lakers fans. To say that his potential as an all-star is a huge understatement. His performance was overshadowed earlier in the year as a result of playing with two ball-dominant players in Clarkson and Williams, as well as with Black and Nance Jr., and that lineup needed a catch-and-shoot presence for Ingram to thrive as a playmaker. Enter December 17th at Cleveland, in which Ingram started in place for the injured D'Angelo Russell and was featured as the point guard, surrounded by Young, Deng, Randall, and Mozgov. This was a perfect fit for Ingram, as Young and Deng were able to knock down open shots on the perimeter set up by Brandon. B.I. shined as an off-ball player too, diving in the lane ready for passes or popping out with ready hands for a catch-and-shoot J. You can't teach natural basketball instincts, and there's no question that he has those. Okay, he's good. But playoffs? That just seems like another one of those extremely biased and short-sighted statements Laker fans make all the time. But in my eyes, this team has what it takes. Okay, one could say that about every other team. Most teams have playoff potential, but I don't think many fringe teams have the potential of this Laker team. The Lakers have one of the best rookie head coaches in recent memory. They have a multitude of young players, and have a solid 3-and-D swingman along with a bona fide sixth-man scorer. They have solid depth at all positions besides point guard, but what they lack now is something ever so important, especially in the playoffs, and that's a star. Even the best teams lacking a superstar usually fall at the hands of a team that has one. Just ask the 2014-15 Hawks. Now the Lakers are nowhere near how good the Hawks were that season. In fact, they're not even close. But that shouldn't mean that they can't sneak into the playoffs this year. Over the course of this season, we've seen a large range of performance from this Laker team. At times, they refuse to swing the ball around and watch as one player attempts to play hero ball. Other times, they move the ball, cut, and keep the defense on its toes because of their fast-paced offense. And when the Lakers do that, they win games. So I said that Brandon Ingram is the X factor for LA to reach postseason play. And I still believe that because in my opinion, he has been the best facilitator on the team this year. This team doesn't have a Kobe anymore to shoot them in or out of games, so they can only win through playing smart, efficient team basketball. I'm not definitively saying that they'll make the playoffs, but there's no doubt in my mind that they're capable of it. It will take a team effort, but I believe their chances will waver the most based on the play of the rookie. The young Lakers may not make it this year, but I guarantee an appearance in 2018. There's simply too much potential to not be successful. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, big thanks to you guys, because you guys are the ones keeping me to try to produce these videos. And if you have any thoughts, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you. Leave a like if you so please, and that's it. I'm out.